So hello everyone, and it's 2021. It's our first connection series and one that I've been looking forward to. We have today a very important guest, a very eminent guest, and it's Sanjeev Mehta from Hindustan Unilever. Sanjeev, welcome to Connections and thank you for being with us here today.
Absolutely delighted, Umang.
And thank you so much. And I know that we've never met between these two industries or two companies, and this offers a nice platform for us to try and galvanize some thoughts of how these two could coexist and solve problems for the better of mankind. To begin with, could just be the 3 or 4 things that you think we're going to take into this year after the pandemic of the last year. And so over to you, Sanjeev, and then I'm happy to summarize those 3 or 4 themes.
Yeah, thanks, Umang, and greetings, everyone. I hope all of you have a fabulous 21, safe, healthy, and a lot of success to you all as individuals and to the corporation. And first, I think I have to thank you for inviting me, Umang. And I must say that all of you work for a great corporation, Cipla, with amazing legacy left by your founding fathers and Mr. Hamid. And what a great, on the pharma map of the world, what a great footprints you all have left behind. Are creating, in fact. Now, from a perspective of what are we going to take forward, and I can talk about several things, but what I would say is I'll pick up 3, which from both the country lens as well as from individual perspective, I believe would be one of the most important. First is, the epidemic has certainly accelerated the country's digital journey and provided it the much needed acceleration. The second, I would say, is the compassion quotient, which has gone up tremendously. As a nation, as a society, I think people had forgotten what compassion means. And the virus has been a leveler when it comes to miseries. And what we have seen perhaps is the best of capitalism, people becoming much more generous, people becoming much more kinder. And so very clearly, the ethos of compassionate capitalism, which has always been there in India, perhaps at a more dominant level, that is something which could come forward and could perhaps be something that the world could emulate from our country. Mm-hmm. The third thing, Umang, would be clean living, health, and holistic well-being. Now, clean has become a cult in this era, where consumers have got a fetish for cleaning, cleansing, clean living, disinfecting, sanitizing, sterilizing. But thanks to what has happened with the virus, I think the world has conspired to people to adopt the right kind of behavior. The other has been, very importantly, the consciousness when it comes to physical health, boosting immunity, and also to a large extent a taboo subject, which was mental well-being. And that's the reason I talk about holistic well-being.
Super. Sanjeev, thank you. In fact, I had similar things. I said digital in life, right? It's just not just about work life, but it's also about how much we've accepted it's come into our lives. And thank God for that we've been able to connect with our families in almost the same way we're connecting on Connections today. So we felt that absence of not being able to see people for 10 months or 12 months a little bit more. But even the digitization and the automation that's going to happen in our factories, that's going to happen in the way we do our work, I think that's significant. My second theme was illness to wellness, the transition of, our illness mindset of how people have to a wellness mindset, which is the same as holistic well-being that you mentioned. I had 2 more. One was ambiguity. It was about how managers would make decisions in an environment where ambiguity is going to be supreme. Right, and this is not the last crisis we will have. There's climate change is a concern. There are more pandemics that could be concerned, more disruptions as the global order begins to shift. And so as one of the things that we're trying to see how we can get our managers to do better at is how do they just manage the ambiguity that comes with modern day decision making and modern day business environments. And I think climate and sustainability is something that I think is a theme will probably begin to stick a lot more. It's not going to be as much as digital because people have lived through what digital can do for them, but just sustainability and the ability to think about your planet, to think about people, communities.